Awesome. Thank you guys for coming and reading with me again today. It's so much fun with you guys yesterday, and we're going to go a little bit further into our book today. And we're going to kind of talk about some of the same stuff we talked about yesterday. You're going to do an amazing job in really pulling out questions to help you make sure you're understanding what you're reading. And we're going to work on questions today that are a little bit different. Today, I can't sit in this. I can ask myself questions while I'm reading to make sure my brain is awake. Now, I have a little honesty statement here for you guys. I'll tell y'all a little secret about it. Sometimes I can get a little distracted or kind of tune out while I'm reading. Hand on your head if that's ever happened to you. Where sometimes you get a little distracted or just kind of tune out. And so today, the strategy we're going to use for asking questions is a little different. Yesterday, we asked questions about who is doing it? What are they doing? Why are they doing it? Do I have a really clear image? Today, we're going to have a conversation in our brain and make sure we're keeping our brain awake. So we're going to be really curious. Share with your partner what does curious mean.
Why do you want to know?
Yeah, like
You're scared of something else.
you would wonder
Something special and you don't know what it is.
Asking questions. Okay. Good job. I heard y'all all say a lot of great things. We can help keep our brain awake if we're curious and we're wondering things while we're reading. So that's what I want to show y'all today. While I'm reading, I'm going to be curious and ask myself questions. And then I'm going to kind of keep reading to see if I get to answer some questions. Some questions might be answered. Some questions might not be answered in it. So before I start working on that show I'm curious, I just want us to review what we read yesterday. We read 2 chapters yesterday. So again, with your partner, just catch your partner up. What did we read yesterday in our first 2 chapters? What did you hear? Just share with your partner.
They read about when they found the map, and then they found the tree.
yeah, they found the tree and had an X and it showed on the map that it was an X. So they thought that was where the
Come back. Awesome, right. So they found that letter in the bottle, and they decided they'd go on a trip to kind of explore. They started following that path to see what they were going to find. So, and they kind of got a little bit along the path, right? So now, and again, just like yesterday, I'm going to read this chapter and model my thinking. This is up to you. If you're going to learn better listening to me read and talk about my thinking, just listen to me. If you're going to do better reading along with me, you're welcome to. I'll be on page 12. You do what's going to work for you best as a learner. So they just tied their boat to the tree, okay? There's the hill called out mapped. Now we need to find a rock that looks like a lion, said Dad, pointing to the map. Oop, right there I'm being curious, because I'm kind of wondering, how can a rock look like a lion? And I'm wondering, how will they find it? So I'm going to keep my brain awake. See if I find out. There's 2 questions I'm having. Dad and the children looked around for the rock that looked like a lion. Okay, so that's how they're finding it. They're looking around. Then Matt shouted, "There it is!" Now I'm wondering what's going to happen next. Is there another step on the map? And I'm wondering, are they going to be able to do each step, or is it going to stop at some point? Can they finish it? Now we have to use our compass, said Dad. We'll have to walk west for about half an hour. Dad and the children started walking quickly. I'm wondering, how are they knowing when they get far enough? Patty was the first to see the house. She shouted, "There's a little stone house." "I don't think anyone has lived there for a very long time," said Dad. "Let's go inside and have a look." Shut the book just a second. Shut the book. So do you guys all see while I was reading, I kept my brain awake because I kept wondering things. And I found some other things out. I found that they did find the lion rock, and they just looked for it. I guess it looked like a lion. I found out that they got that next step of going, and they saw the house, which was the next part. So I was keeping my brain awake and asking questions to keep me really engaged in the story. So now you guys are going to do that. You're going to keep reading, and you can think about your questions. You could jot them down. I'll get you sticky notes and pencils, or you can just keep them in your brain. But you're watching to make sure you're keeping your brain awake by asking questions and being curious. So y'all keep reading. Page 16.
When they were inside the house, Dad got out the map again. There's a message on the map. There's a stone mark on the wall, 6 steps from the doors.
So tell me right now, is your brain curious? Are you thinking of anything? What are you wondering?
If they're not find it.
Ooh, I wonder if they are going to find it. That's a good question to be asking, keeping your brain. Y'all have a question if you want to write your question down. Sticky notes and pens if you want to write your question.
What could be it?
So is your class in the mood? Are you staying curious while you're reading? What are you wondering while you're reading? Nothing? Are you keeping your brain awake? Remember, we have to make that choice to keep our brain curious while we're reading. So how about you read the next little piece, making sure to keep your brain curious, and then I want you to tell me something you're curious about. So read to me. I like how you looked back and read that sentence again to show the punctuation, because the first time you kind of paused like it was its own sentence, and then you reread it as one sentence. So what are you curious now? Keeping your brain curious now, what are you wondering? Oh, so how that stone is a box? Why don't you read that again? So is the stone a small box? Dad pulled out a stone. I'm going to act this out. Pulled out a stone. Then, so now there's a hole in the wall, right? So in the wall was a small box. So like inside of the wall. Does that make sense? So what are you wondering about that? About the box or what's in it? You keep going. Keep your brain awake and curious. What might happen next? What is going to happen next? have a question or not have a question? Okay, so now I want you to just think about what it means to be curious, and I want you to then just make a choice to think about and be curious about something. I think you could come up with a question about that box or something. So what might a question be? They've just taken a stone out of a wall and there's a box in there. What might a curious person wonder about the box? What would a curious person want to know about the box? You have a box. What would someone that's curious want to know about this box? It's closed. What do they want to know about this box? That would be a great question a curious person would want to know. You have a question? Did you come up with a question when you were reading? You're very curious. Okay, let's all come back. So guys, have I done Fist to 5 with you guys before? Okay, so Fist to 5, 5 being like the most curious you've ever been, like wondering everything about something. 0 is not curious at all, not even thinking. Can you give me Fist to 5 and rate how curious you kept your brain during this? These guys stay pretty curious. Fist to 5, how curious did you stay during this? Ian, Fist to 5, how curious? 5 is the most curious you've ever been. 0 is not curious at all. 1. Okay, so we had a little bit. Some people say really curious, and some people were not as curious. I want to hear some of these. What did you do? What did you do that kept your brain really curious while you were reading?
I kept asking questions about what are they doing?
How are they doing? Was there a specific question you asked that really helped your brain?
What is the book about?
Ooh.
Like, why did the person hide it?
Okay, why would that hide something? What's it about? Did you have something you did that really kept your brain curious? And boys, I want you listening to their ideas. See if you can come up with any ideas on how to be more
Asking
curious.
questions because I wanted to know what is at the end.
Oh, let me get to the end. Okay, very good. Wondering what's going to happen. Now, did you have something you did that helped you stay curious?
Asking questions.
Okay, that worked for you too. Was there a certain question you asked that really worked with
Which
your
one
brain?
is the stone and what's in it?
Oh, and what's in it? Okay, very good. Now, boys, did either any of that help you? What's a way you can be more curious in the future? Or what's something that got in your way of being curious? Was there something you know that got in your way of being curious? No? Okay. So I want you guys to continue to think about ways to be more curious, and you guys come up with ways to help your brain get curious. So let's kind of talk about how this book ended a little bit. Talk with your partner. What happened? Did they get through the whole map? What did they find at the end? Was it like a dud? They only got halfway through and then, oh, the map trailed off. So what happened? Share with your partner. How did it end?
So they got the box and they took it back to the camp and they opened it and they found like a little tiny letter from a boy.
And then the boy is 19.
19. I think it
Oh,
was
good job going for text evidence going back.
it was 1926.
So Were you reading you weren't curious to see if they found it or not?
Well, actually, I was like 3 times.
A 3, okay, so maybe a little. And so what were you doing that was helping you stay curious? Asking questions. Yeah, we have to choose to keep our brain. Okay, great job. Stand back. So remember, as readers, it is our choice. We make that choice to keep our brains turned on and awake while we're reading because we know reading is thinking. And one way we can do that, keep our brain active, is to ask questions and be curious when we're reading. So when y'all read from now on, I want you guys to try and use that strategy. Okay? Thank you guys for coming.